starts that what is Visual Basic and how, when it was launched and everything. So let's get started. So Visual Basic 6.0 is both a programming language and an integrated development environment. Okay, IDE. It is both a programming language and an IDE. Clear? In some softwares we are having some different IDE and the programming language is different, but in Visual Basic 6.0 both are in the same. This means that instead of writing thousands of lines of code, you can create complicated programs by stringing together different forms and components. Okay, look, if we are writing any programming language like C, C++, we have to write various programs for everything, right? If we are creating any text box, so for text box we have to write some another code line. For variable declaration we are having some other code line. Okay, but in Visual Basic we are having this benefit that we are not going to write thousands and thousands of lines of code. Okay, you can create complicated programs by stringing together different forms and components. Okay, forms and components are in Visual Basic, which is very important. Next, the end result is a refreshingly simple, fun and easy to use approach to programming that's great for beginners as well as advanced coders. Okay, Visual Basic was first launched in 1991. Version 6.0 saw a final release in 1998. When was it launched? It was launched in 1991, and this version 6.0, 1.0, like Windows, we are having 10th version now, right? Windows 10. So in that way Visual Basic was first launched in 1991 and this version 6.0 saw in the final release in 1998. Clear? Now the software continued to receive minor upgrades in the next decade, though Microsoft officially stopped supporting in 2008 in favor of Visual Basic .NET. Look, if we are in 1998 Visual Basic 6.0 version 6.0 is released. Okay, then there are some updates also generated. They are having some more implementations of software in Visual Basic to make this program, to make the software in a very cool way, in a very easy way. So in the next level we are having Visual Basic .NET, then ASP.NET and others. Okay, so it is stopped in 2008. Okay, now Visual Basic follows the COM, that is Component Object Model. Which object model Visual Basic is follows? It is COM, Component Object Model, Programming Model. Okay, COM, Programming Model, which is the full form of Component Object Model. Microsoft first released in 1993. Okay, when was Microsoft was released? It is first released in 1993. The COM model emphasizes flexibility by creating objects that can work, access different environments and machine boundaries. This helps in rapid application development, that is RAD, of applications that requires a GUI. What do you mean by GUI? That is graphical user interface. Okay, clear? Till now we are clear about these things. Now because Visual Basic is so well visual, it is ideal for beginners. For the beginner coder it is very easy to pursue. You can jump right in and create simple programs without any prior programming experience. If you are a beginner, if you don't have any coding experience, then also you are feel very easy, very comfortable by using Visual Basic. Okay. At the same time, the language is powerful enough for complicated professional application. Okay. Now we are going to our next slide, that is understanding how Visual Basic works. Okay. Okay. So Visual Basic is essentially a Windows programming language. As we told you in our previous slides also, previous videos also, Visual Basic is an essentially a Windows programming program. Windows is easily one of the most complicated software program around. Agree? Agree or not? Windows is an easily one of the most complicated software program around. But beneath the surface, Windows, regardless of the operating system version, OS version, works on the interaction between three basic components. And those components are windows, events, and messages. Clear? Now the first one, windows. In very simple, I have written in a very simple way. Okay, any rectangular box that displays information or run an application is called a window. The browser that you are reading this in, okay, the browser that you are reading this in, that's a window. The folder that pops up when you fire up Windows Explorer, Windows Explorer, there is a pop-up comes down. Can you see it? If you are practicing now, then you will definitely see that pop-up. That's a Windows as well. So is the dialog box reminding you to change your firewall setting, rename a folder, or download a file? Basically, any user facing GUI elements can be called a window. Each window is identified by the operating system with a unique HWND number. There is a question that how we identify window? What is the answer? The window is identified by the operating system with a unique code HWND number. Clear? Now the next slide is events. What is event? In Visual Basic also we have to study about event driven programming. Okay. So what do you mean by events? Any sort of input or action within Windows is called an event. Clicking an icon, pressing a key, moving a window around, these are all examples of events. An event basically creates a message telling Windows to perform some action. Clear? Now the second one is messages. Okay. So we all know that message is very important. It plays an important part in our daily life also, or in our computer area also. So every time an event occurs, Windows create a message which is then directed to the appropriate application to perform an action. Think of messages as the mediator between events and application. Clear? Now the next slide is about event driven programming in Visual Basic. So the interaction between the above three elements is the basis of Visual Basic event driven programming model. What was the three elements? What were the three elements? I have already told you. Windows, event, and message. Clear? The VB programming, that is the Visual Basic programming workflow, typically follows a particular pattern. Creating windows, that can accept an input and display the result of an input. Anticipating and accepting user input, that is an event. And the third is relaying the event through a message that instructs the program to perform some action, the result of which is shown in either the same or a new window. Okay, these are the three patterns that follows by the Visual Basic programming. Now, using the Visual Basic 6.0 IDE. Okay, what are the important parts, what are the important designs, and how we use Visual Basic 6.0 IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment. So let me start this also. The Visual Basic IDE looks like any other software program. It has toolbar, menu bar, a floating toolbox, a project manager, a form designer, and a properties explorer. Okay, the form designer. First, we have to know that these things, that toolbar, or menu bar, a floating toolbar, these all things are available when we start any software program or any IDE. In Visual Basic, we are having these things. The first one is form designer. Okay, the form designer sits right at the center of the Visual Basic IDE. It is the heart and soul of the Visual Basic GUI development process, that is graphical user interface development process. So it is very important. What is it? Form designer is a very important thing in Visual Basic process, Visual Basic designing. Okay, this is where you can drag and drop dialog boxes, pictures, and other graphical elements to complete your project. Familiarize yourself with the form designer. Okay, you will be using it extensively in your programs. So form designer is one of the most important part of the Visual Basic 6.0. Now the second one is Properties Explorer. The Properties window allows you to view and edit properties associated with any particular or control elements. Object Browser. The Object Browser is a list of all modules and classes that you can use in Visual Basic. This includes both pre-built as well as custom-built modules and classes. The next one is Code Editor. Sometimes you may have to get your hands dirty and write some real code. The Code Editor windows comes in handy in such situation. There is a separate code editor windows associated with each form and control element. These are the functions of these Explorer, form designer, properties explorer, code editor, etc. Now the fifth one is debug windows. This includes the locals and watch windows. These are used for debugging application. Toolbox. The floating toolbox gives easy access to common Visual Basic controls such as text box, command button, list box, etc. like checkbox and all. Okay. Now the seventh one is form layout windows. Form layout windows. This little windows helps you position the form where you want to. Quite useful for making design change on the fly. Okay, form layout is used for making the design of the form. Okay, project window. The project window shows all the files and folders included within the project. Now building Visual Basic applications. How to build an application in Visual Basic. So creating your first application. first of all launch Microsoft Visual Basic 6 compiler that you have installed earlier. Okay, you have to install this Visual Basic compiler in your system. In the new project dialog, choose standard exe to enter Visual Basic 6 Integrated Development Environment, that is IDE. In the VB6 IDE, a default form with the name form 1 will appear. Okay, when you get into this form 1, that is the default form, will appear next to you. Next, double click on form 1 to bring up the source code window for form 1 as shown in the given figure. Figure is going to be shown in this is a figure. Okay, so form 1 in the we can see the form. Okay, the form project 1 form in 2 brackets, that is the default form, and when we double click on that, we are getting this form 1 code. Okay, so the top of the source code window consists of a list of objects and their associated events and procedure. In the source code window, the object displayed in form 1 and the associated procedure is load. Okay, now see this figure. When we are doing the work in Visual Basic, then we are having this display on our screen, that is file, edit, view, that is a toolbox, a menu bar, general, these are the symbols, how caption, form 1, true. We are having to we should edit this, or we are able to edit this. Okay, this is the form. Now when you click on the object box, the drop down list will display a list of objects you have inserted into your form. As shown in figure, here you can see a form with the name form 1, a command button with the name command 1, a label with the name level 1, and a picture box with the name picture 1. You can see it here. Okay, now some of the common controls are also here. See where the common controls exist. This is label, this is picture box, text box, command button, checkbox, option button, combo box, list box, timer, drive list box, shape, image box, file list box, directory list box. These all are the common controls which are useful for for creating the programs, creating the forms in Visual Basic. Now the next is event driven code. See, the code is also very important. When we are creating any form, then the code is very important for creating the actions, that what we need, how to how our form is going to act or react, what is the input and how we are getting output. Okay, so in addition, Visual Basic 6 is event driven because we need to write code in order to perform some task in response to certain events. The events usually comprises but not limited to the user's input. Some of the events are load, click, double click, drag and drop, pressing the keys and more. Okay, some keys are loads, that like click, double click, drag, when we mouse click, double click. Okay, these are the events which are already loaded in our system. Start writing code for an event producer. You need to double click an object to enter the Visual Basic code window. For example, if we want to write code for the event of clicking a command button, You double click the command button and enter the code in the event procedure that appears in the code window as shown in the figure, this figure. Okay. Now the structure of an event producer is as follows. Private sub command one click underscore click, then there is a gapping, so Visual Basic statements, whatever you want to write, whatever events you want in your program is going to be right between the private sub command one click and the end sub. Okay, this is the syntax. Now you enter the code in the space between private sub command one underscore click and end sub. The keyword sub actually stands for a sub-procedure that made up a part of all the procedures in a program or a module. The program code is made up of a number of Visual Basic statements that set certain properties or trigger some actions. The syntax of the Visual Basic program code is almost like the normal English language, though not exactly the same, so it is fairly easy to learn. Okay, you can see that the syntax is very easy. Like private sub command one underscore click, and then the statements you have to write there, and the last thing is that end sub. There is no curly braces, open, down, any type of these things. So it is fairly easy to learn. Now it is very important. Object dot property. This is also very important in coding, where object and property are separated by a period, that is or dot. For example, the statement form1 dot show means to show the form with the name form1. Understood? Dot show, show, means to show, to visualize the form with the name. The form name is form1. Next, label 1 dot visible equal to true means label 1 is set to be visible. Label 1 is set to be visible. The next is text1 dot text is equal to VB. It is to assign the text VB to the text box with the name text1. Understanding that what it actually means. Every line is having its own meaning in Visual Basic. Okay, it is very easy, not very tough. You have to concentrate, and then you can realize it's a very easy thing. Now this next is text2 dot text equal to 100 is to pass a value of 100 to the text box with the name text2. Timer1 dot enable equal to false is to disable the timer with the name timer, and so on. Let's examine a few examples below. There are some examples are given. You can see it. Example 1 is private sub command 1 underscore click, then the label 1 dot visible equal to false, label 2 visible equal to true, text1 dot text equal to you are correct, end sub. And like the first example 2 is also given there. Okay, so you have, what you should do here, you have to understand that which statement says what. Like form1 dot show means that to show the form, to visualize that form which form is having the name form1. Okay, understood? Now the next one is that a counter. For example, if we want to count from 1 to 10, okay, so in that case in Visual Basic we use this counter. This is a counter which starts counting after the user click on a command button. Okay, like you are creating a form. Text box 1, text box 2, and the next one is button, and you want to count the number from text 1 is 1 to 10. Okay, so your result is going to be 2 to 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and so on till 10. Okay, so when we are clicking on the command button, that our command is given to our system that we want a count from 1 to 10, and then the output will be declared. Okay, in this program we insert a label, two command buttons and a timer control. The label act as a counter. One of the command button is to start the counter and the other one is to stop the counter. Okay, there is a two command line. One is for the start and another one is for the stop. The timer control is a control that is only be used by the developer. It is invisible during runtime and it does not allow the user to interact with it. Okay. Now the next one is click and double click. This program display a message whether the display is being clicked once or clicked twice. In this program, insert a label and rename it as my label and change its caption to be click me. Next key is the following code. Private sum my label click my label dot caption equal to you click me once, and sub private sub में my label db click my label dot caption equal to you click me twice, ends up. So these are the things. This is a code given in the next point, that if you if you are doing for if you are creating a form and you want to click once, then you have to write the first code, and for the next one, for if you want to click an icon with two clicks, with double clicks, then the second code is going to be written there. Clear? I think this I think this PPT is more clear, and it is useful for your studies and clearing PPT presentation by me. But if you are having any problem in this, then please ask in